in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones who late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to cosign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boyce TV. Here we are.
Hey, what's up, guys? I hope you guys are having a good day. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World and the Black Business School. And I want to say hello. And I thought that since I had a little bit of extra time, I would come in for what we call Dr. Boyce Exposed, and that's where you can ask me any question that you want, and I will answer the question honestly. You can ask me what size shoe I wear. You can ask me what I think about the Pope. You can ask me if I like to eat fried chicken. Ask me anything, and I will answer your question. So I don't know if you guys saw the Michael Jordan documentary tonight. I watched that tonight. It was really, really good. Hey, Claudine, how are you, sister? What's going on? And it was really interesting. It was really nice to kind of go back down memory lane and, see Michael Jordan. Hey, Malik, what's happening, man? And see just all the great things that this guy did, as an athlete. It was pretty impressive, sometimes, greatness really is a choice. It's a decision on a day-to-day basis to just go above and beyond, what's required, and that's how you succeed in life. That's how you win. So I identify heavily with Jordan's determination. I respect that so much. I remember I read this book when I was 22 years old, and I still quote stuff I read in that book. You can't just ignore great people and act like they got lucky. There's a way they think. There's a way they approach things. Even Jordan talked about how beating the Pistons took them from a loser's mentality to a winner's mentality, And so there's a lot to learn there, a lot to pick up there. Hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up button. Here, let me see. I see some questions on Instagram. My Instagram is The Real Boyce Watkins. Am I voting? No. I'm not voting for anybody. Not in the next election. What are my thoughts on the airline industry? I think the airline industry is probably not going to really recover very well, but they're going to get so much federal help that it might be possible to make some money if you're an investor. If you haven't learned to invest and haven't learned to buy your first share of stock, you can do so by going to firstshareofstock.com. There's a free training there, firstshareofstock.com. Are you and Alicia still doing y'all's wedding? Yes, but we're going to move the date back a year. So instead of July of this year, we're going to move it to July of next year. Even though, to be honest with you, both of us are kind of skeptical about the true dangers of this virus. We don't live our life in fear. I'm just going to tell you the truth. We just don't. How are we doing during the lockdown? Doing great. Doing great. I've been locked down. I've been quarantined for 20 years. It's from white folks. It just, it is what it is. Brother, do you have a business address? Yes, but I don't have it right now. Our registered agent has the address, and we just switched. I can't remember what it is. Email producer@flynewbiemedia.com, producer@flynewbiemedia.com, and she can give you the address. Why won't you and Tommy Sotomayor have a conversation about your different views on black women? Because I don't really talk to Tommy. I feel like Tommy has mommy issues, and I think that causes him to have issues with black women in general. And even though we all know that there are some challenges in our community, we have some men that hurt women that really hurt men as well. And it's you can't make an illusion out of it, right? Every woman ain't no fucking queen. Every black woman ain't a queen. Every black man ain't a king. You just hope that they conduct themselves like kings and queens, but we know that's not true. But I think that there's a way you could process it without allowing your bitterness to kind of take over the conversation. Let's see. So I don't. Tommy's not my style. I don't mess with that guy. No disrespect. It's just not my thing. Hey, CG. Hey, Dr. Boyce, I want to know your thoughts on the Stash app. I like the Stash app. The pro of the Stash app is that they build your portfolios for you based on your preferences. Robinhood was great until they started really messing up. Acorns has never given me any problems, but they lump everything together pretty closely for you. So it's there's not as much flexibility to kind of choose exactly what you want. But if you want something that's simple, set it and forget it, then I think Acorns is pretty good for that. Let's see, Doc. What do I have to do for you, Tone and Yvette, to put y'all's differences aside and work together. I don't know if there's anything there that can be done. I don't carry hatred and animosity toward either one of them. If you go back, you'll still find that they have lots of videos on my channel. I helped them a lot. I gave them a platform back when they asked to use my platform. And so, I can't always explain, people's behavior toward me. But at the same time, I guess it's maybe natural competition. But I kind of wish we would figure out that you can actually do better by making friends with people than by making enemies with people. But sometimes that's what people do. People try to climb up the ladder by throwing shots at people that they think have a stronger position. And I'm just not interested in throwing shots at them. I wish them well on whatever they're doing. I'm just not interested in participating in any of that stuff anymore. Let's see here. Give us your best joke. Let me see. Your mama's so old that when they studied ancient history class, all she did was talk about what she did when she was a little girl. That's not my best joke, but I think it's funny. Did I make you laugh? Did I make you laugh? Okay. Let me see. Hey, what's up, Smith? How are you? I couldn't watch D. Rodman shanking my head. Yeah, Dennis was a weirdo. He was so weird. Okay, in a real estate syndication with partners, what is the best percentage to split the money and invest back into the community? It depends on the partnership, John. I can't. It's hard to give detailed answers on something where I don't know the details. I apologize. But something that's fair. Why do black women get no love from black athletes? I don't know. That's a great mystery to me too. And I think it's very pathetic and it's sad, and it really kind of burns my blood. It's like they're being groomed to not want to be around black people anymore, except for when they need us, when they need something from us, when they want to use the black community, they do. But when they start making money or whatever, it's like, oh, I want to get Becky by my side. I'm like, why? But anyway, is it better for me to pay my debts or invest? I'm a believer in investing, because with investing, especially if you invest in a business, you can accelerate your income level, which gives you more income to make it easier to repay your debt. I don't believe in sitting there on some low-paying job for 30 years to pay back, so that you can pay your student loans off before you die. Nah, man, learn how to go make some more money. That's what you do. What do you think about Peter Harris? I don't know Peter Harris. I'm sorry. Sorry, Harris. Let's see here. Why would you agree from what we are seeing from the government that we must network better and use our collective expertise? Yes, the government does not care about you, and neither do white people. So stop screaming Black Lives Matter. Who are you telling that to? Like, why do you need white people to hear you say that? That's very weird to me. That they don't love you. They don't care about you. You shouldn't have to care about them. You care about yourself. That's how the world works. Is it a good time to buy stock in Walgreens? I think it is. Best book for young black males. The autobiography of Malcolm X, perhaps. That might be a good one. Powernomics. What's your take on Forex? I believe in the market. I mean, it's a great option. It's not as good as stock investing, in my opinion, in terms of just long-term, consistent, tried and true strategies to make money. But, it's a very big market. It's the biggest financial market in the world, very liquid. So there's a lot of interesting action there, but I don't see it as a place where you can, I can teach you about the stock market, and I can give 100 of you, the same strategy. And if you all do the same thing over the next 10 years, all of you will make money. I can't guarantee that with Forex. Forex is not as predictable or as simple. It's more of a zero-sum game, meaning when you win, somebody else loses. In order for you to lose, somebody else has to win. Boyce, what do you think black people should do to prepare in terms of finance, professional growth, and health? Oh, man, there's a lot. There's a lot. Let's start with learn how to start your own business in case you lose that job, or in case white people won't hire you to do what it is that you love. I knew a young lady who was really good at marketing. She was absolutely genius, and she would come up with all these creative ad slogans, and she would say, gosh, Dr. B, I wish I could get a company to hire me so that I could do advertising. And I'm like, why would you need somebody to hire you so you can do advertising? Like, you should start a business and advertise for yourself. Like, that's an option too. It doesn't mean you shouldn't take a job. It just means that shouldn't be your only play, because you don't want white people to be your only move. Like, seriously, a black person, if a black person wants to be in danger, if you want your life to suck, if you really want to be a slave, then let white people be your only move. Let acceptance from white people be your only opportunity for greatness. Like let them hold the keys to your self-esteem, your happiness, and your wealth. That is the key to hell. That's like trying to that's like a woman trying to marry her rapist. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, do not depend on your oppressor to do anything for you that you need. I wouldn't even let them educate my kids. If I had a son or a daughter right now, like a newborn, I would educate my child myself. I have stepchildren, and they're their mother's children, and they have a father, and they have a strategy that I must defer to because those are they're their children first. But if I had a newborn, I'd be like, man, son, we're going to watch YouTube videos on any topic that we want to learn that day, and then we're going to talk about it and learn things together. And then I'm going to take you around the world so that you can see different places and see Africa and get to be around me while I'm doing business. And I can talk to you about the intelligent conversations we're having and the moves you want to make as a man. I'm going to educate you 10 times better than any school system ever could. And also on top of that, I'm going to teach you how to be a millionaire. Like, that's how I'm raising my kids if I was to have children now. And that's what it is. You can educate your kids better than anybody else. What size shirt do you wear? Alicia and I were debating that today. I think I'm XL. I want to say I'm just large, but I done got a little fatter. I'm still running, just, I just ain't running fast. But yeah, I'm XL. Thank you, Doc, for all you give us. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you. Iceberg, thank you for your info and professional opinions. Well, thank you for your respect, and the respect is returned right back to you. More thoughts on 2 Chainz's most expensivest show. I decided that it's a minstrel show. I decided the 2 Chainz show, it's called The Most Expensivest. And he basically interviews these people that create these luxury products. And he comes in, he wears maybe he'll wear like a Gucci belt with a, Louis Vuitton shirt and a headband, that has, Gucci or some luxury brand on it. And with some diamond glasses or whatever. And he'll just ask these rapper questions, and it just makes him look kind of silly. It makes him look like a child. Maybe he thinks that this is okay. Like, that's kind of a bad standard that black men have set for ourselves. Black men are trained, really, you're encouraged to be a clown. You're encouraged to be weak. You're encouraged to be either, maybe a thug. Rappers, athletes, and comedians kind of run the show. If you're trying to get money from white people, those are 3 ways to get money from white people. If you're a rapper, a comedian, or if you're an athlete. Those are the 3 things that they love and accept because that's their role that they've created for you in society. But what's happened is the black man has been dehumanized to the point where a black man typically is not accepted in mainstream America unless he is in one of those 3 categories: rapper, athlete, or comedian. All these things make white people comfortable. You're an entertainer, and then also you have to be gay or childlike, like a child. Like the Migos did a Mountain Dew commercial. The rappers, the Migos, did a Mountain Dew commercial where they were riding tricycles. And I think that we got to really think about that when you see a black man wearing a dress or riding a big wheel or a tricycle. That's what a child does. Like, they're not going to look at that person as a serious man. Or if you're a beta male, like if you're just clearly submitting to things, you're not really trying to lead. You're sort of like the fat guy who follows behind the alpha. Then you can be accepted. So I think that for black men, I'm a believer as a black man. I just kind of reject that whole system. Like, I just kind of reject most of anything that they offer me. If a white man can't offer me fair, equitable partnership, then I don't want to fuck with it. I don't want anything to do with you. Like, do not come talking to me unless you can see me as a man and we work together. Maybe we can partner as men. I haven't seen that yet. But if a white guy partnered with me and showed respect, then I could consider that. But if you want me to be a sidekick, I'm not interested in doing that, because that's just not that. Black men, we spend too much time being sidekicks or the comic relief and all this other stuff. Nobody's going to take you seriously. Like, nobody will take your community seriously. Like, no one looks at your woman as a protected woman. The black woman is up for grabs for anybody because they know the black man will never defend her. In fact, think about it. Think about how many times you've seen these videos where a black woman is getting her ass beat and black men are sitting around laughing and making jokes, or they're filming with their cell phone, watching a black woman get beat up. Like, that's not what a man is supposed to do. Your children are not protected. That's why predators can go right through your hood and snatch up the little girls and be 40 years old having sex with 13-year-olds because they know that there's no men around to protect them. And then on top of that, some of your women think that they don't need the men. So they've either given up, like maybe they were hoping men could help and the men aren't there, so they just have to take over, or they don't, or they really have been taught that you don't need your men, that your men are garbage, they're toxic, you're better off getting rid of them. And I didn't grow up with that. My mother always reminded us of how much we needed our father. My mother always reminded us of how important my father was. My mother always held my father up as a king, even when he made mistakes. There's a lot of things you can criticize anybody. I don't give a shit who you talking about. You can find something wrong with them that makes them worthy of criticism. So, what we've created is a society where if a man is not perfect, that people feel like they have a license to dog him out, berate him, talk shit about him, speak negatively. Well, I wouldn't talk bad about my son's father, but he keeps messing up. Doesn't matter. You had a baby with that man. That's the creator of your child. You hold him in a certain regard. If other things happen, then that's what it is. But you contributing to his demise because you somehow feel like you have a license to emasculate and invalidate him does not help the situation at all. It's no different from a man who cusses out his woman every time she doesn't cook something right, or every time she gains a little weight, or every time she is less than perfect. Women ain't perfect. Women ain't fucking perfect. So if it's not right to berate a woman, then it's not right to berate your man. So you got to uphold your man. If you pick that man, then you do your best to uphold him, especially if he's the father of your children, because men don't become stronger men when you're beating them over the head constantly and telling them what's wrong with them and what they're doing wrong. I know the world told you that you have a right to dog black men out. The world has told you that your men ain't shit, and some of y'all women have run with that. No, you stop that. Stop that. Either that, or if you don't, then go sleep with a white guy. Go become a lesbian. But when it comes to like dealing with a black man, like pick the right one and make him a better man. Like support him, be his backing. Like don't be the person that's making him feel worse about the shit he's already not sure about. Like that ain't. It's hard to do anything. You can't concentrate. Like imagine if you're driving a car for the first time. That's how it feels going through life as a man. It's like being a teenager driving for the first time. So imagine if a teenager is driving a car, and every time he makes a mistake, somebody's like, "Get over there! Turn around! Oh my God, what are you doing? That's stupid! What's wrong with you?" Like he's not gonna drive his best. He's not gonna be able to focus. You rather have somebody that's maybe nudging you, saying, okay, watch out for the bump. Okay, oh wait, be careful now, don't do that again. Whatever. Like kind of encouraging the person, like, okay, you got it. Like that's the way I think you encourage or you help a man to lead. But seriously, I know that I'm hard on the men because I was very hard on the men last night when we talked about the 2 Chainz thing. I just really think as black men, we all have to step up our game because we're all at war. We can't, no matter how much you're doing, you can always do more. No matter how strong you are, you can always be stronger. No matter how hardworking you are, you can always work harder. You can always push to the next level. But seriously, some of the stuff I see from women is like, what the fuck, man? Like some women choose to deliberately make themselves incredibly unlovable. Like for real. And I think that it's important that we are honest with ourselves. And I believe we need to go into an era where we give ourselves and each other constructive critiques. Like I think that for every criticism you give to that man, critique yourself too. What can you do better? It's it's same thing. Every time you criticize that woman, be willing to look at yourself and say, what can I do better? What am I not doing right? And listen to them. Because I think that because the black man has, he's been bashed in a certain way, and many men just internalize that. People make it okay for black women to psychologically and verbally abuse men. They make it okay. Because for some reason people believe that you can't be the abuser just because you have a vagina and he doesn't. No, I've seen abuse from both directions. So stop that. If you feel like you got to abuse somebody, then don't be with them. Be with somebody that you're gonna treat well. The number one rule of relationships in my book is don't be an asshole. Don't be an asshole. I don't care if you say, well, I wouldn't have been an asshole if he didn't make me act like. No, nobody makes you do anything. You choose how you respond. My woman pisses me off at least 18 times a week. And every time, because I respect that woman and I love that woman, I will never ever berate that woman or talk negatively about her in a way that's going to be destructive to the relationship. I better find a way to squeeze a honey or a baby or sugar or whatever into that conversation, or give her a big kiss on the cheek before I give her constructive criticism in order to preserve the relationship. I can't just decide I want to turn into Ike Turner and be like, well, I had to beat that bitch ass because she made me mad. No, nobody makes you do anything. Stop that. This is stupid. So anyway, let's keep going. They're about to take Russell Simmons down. Yeah, they are. I worked with Russell on a project in 2013. We really did some really good work on incarceration, and I got to know him a little bit during that time. And I can only speak to what he did during the time we worked together, and he was incredibly professional and really, rare amongst a lot of celebrity types in that he kept his word. He was completely focused and serious about the incarceration initiative, and so it made me very sad to see this stuff going on with the accusations and all that. I can't take accountability for what Russell might have done in the 90s. I have no idea. I'm not a big fan of black men in general. I told you I feel like hip-hop culture in general has brought black men down, especially the toxic parts of hip-hop culture. So at that time, Russell, I saw him on a documentary. I think he said something like, yeah, we went to Denmark or wherever, and we were like, well, where's the cocaine and the pussy, right? And I just think you're getting into drugs, you're getting into random women. Like the biggest fear, the biggest concern I would have for black men that get into drugs and alcohol and just, random ass women is you're making yourself vulnerable. You're setting yourself up to be set up. There are women out here that run in gangs, like Cardi B type women, that look for men who are stupid about the women that they will select. They'll just take some pretty girl and go to a hotel room with her, and guys will be waiting to break into the hotel room and rob him when he's naked, or they'll use date rape drugs so they can extort money out of people. Some of these big high profile cases are like that. I got a chance to glimpse into that world, and they have organized processes where they're like, okay, he's a baller. He's a rich athlete. He's stupid. A stupid person with a lot of money is setting themselves up to be took. If you're stupid and careless and you're wealthy, then you're gonna become somebody's mark. And because you're not ready, you're not able to defend what you have. So athletes and entertainers get taken all the time by people that exploit their vulnerability. So even when I think about even like a Bill Cosby type thing, I don't know what Bill was doing in the bedroom. I mean, for all I know, Bill could have been doing those things, because there's a lot of accusations out there, right? And there's no proof, but a lot of accusations. And the interesting thing about Bill, though, is if he did have a thing where he was sleeping with a whole bunch of women and doing inappropriate stuff, I just think you make yourself vulnerable by kind of letting it all out there and thinking that you can't get got. Everybody can get got. So, when I think about Russell and I think about the Wild Party days, like I know for a fact, one of the accusers, Salah Abrams, she was a partier too. Like she was a former drug addict and alcoholic, if I'm not mistaken. I could have swore she told me she had an issue with drugs. I know alcohol was a big issue for her, and her and Russell used to do their thing or whatever. And so that was what created the ambiguity with Russell Simmons, is that, like Salah was a party girl for the most part, so it's kind of like, like what was really going on, but nobody knows because everybody was high, everybody was drunk. So that's why I'm not a big fan of alcohol and drugs, just to be honest with you. I'm looking at a picture of the ancient Silk Road between China and Afghanistan. That's cool. That's interesting. Okay. King T, Krypton currency lost 93 billion in one day. Cryptocurrency. Okay. So no, cryptocurrency is not the answer. Yeah. Cryptocurrency is a volatile market. A great way to lose money. Great way to make money, but great way to lose money. Don't put all your faith in crypto, my lord. Maclova, greetings, Dr. Watkins. I was offered an admin position in a huge Facebook group that with almost 25,000 people. How can we get your live streams in the Facebook group when you're live? I don't know. I mean, I guess you could grab the link and put it in there, but I don't know how to. I mean, I guess if you gave me admin access, I could try to share. The problem is we already have some pages and stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't know. I wish I could give you an answer, but I don't have an answer for that. All I can say is share the link, and you can put it in there for people to watch the replay. What are your thoughts about buying oil? GG, great question. I just bought some oil just now. I literally just bought some oil stocks because I just can't help but feel that the price of oil has to go up. And actually, there's something in the Black Business School. If you go to theblackstockmarketprogram.com, there's a thing called What Dr. Boyce is Buying, where I show you everything that I buy. Like literally, you can follow my portfolio. So I talk about everything that I'm buying and why and all that good stuff. So feel free to go to theblackstockmarketprogram.com. The first month is just $1, so it's theblackstockmarketprogram.com. What happened with Robinhood? Robinhood went down right in the middle of a lot of trading, so it was kind of crazy. How can I get a shirt to you? You can email producer@flynubianmedia.com. That's producer@flynubianmedia.com. What do you think about Charles Schwab? I love Charles Schwab. I think it's a great, reputable broker. How can I get my 7-year-old daughter more involved in an interactive way and investing in growing her business. I think by talking to her about it and at least making sure she understands the 3 ways that people get rich. The 3 ways people get rich are stock investing, real estate, and owning a business. Those are the 3 pathways to wealth, typically in America. One thing that is not a pathway to wealth is working for white people or working for anybody, really, and having that be your only source of income. Very few people get wealthy that way unless you're like playing for the Chicago Bulls or something. Another thing is we do have a wealth program for kids. If you're interested, it's blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. That's blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. And so it has a low monthly fee, and the first month is $1 if you want to try it out. It's blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. Hey, Doc, what are your top 10 HBCUs? Oh, crap. Man, I lost. Okay, why does Jenna keep putting J? You wrote J. Jenna, you wrote J in here like 50 times. What's going on? If you keep doing that, I might have to mark you as a troll. So let me know that you're not a troll, Jenna, because she keeps typing J and JJ. I have a question. Okay, I don't know what's going on with that. My top HBCUs are I don't know if I can name my top 10, but I'm gonna say my favorite is Spelman. I think Spelman is the best school in the country for black women. Up there also would probably be, I like FAMU a lot. I like Morehouse. I like Hampton. Hampton is one that I really like. I like North Carolina A&T. I went to Grambling to speak, and I like the people there, but I don't know how much I like them as a school. I don't think their ranking is that high, to be honest with you. That's it. It'd be easier to name my top 5 instead of top 10. So there you go. What's your favorite book? Powernomics. Too many words in that joke. That was mean. Abbott Labs is a good investment. Do you see it maintaining past the pandemic? Yeah, I do. Is it because I think people are just going to be germaphobes at this point. Like I think that we're just going to be scared of getting cooties from each other forever. Let me see. Okay. All right. Let's see here. If college football is canceled, will that be the end of HBCUs? No, but I do think the Corona thing is going to hit HBCUs really hard because what's happening is it's feast or famine now. The government has basically responded to this crisis by throwing tons of money into the economy, more than they've ever thrown out in history. And what's happening is that the people that are closest to the government, big corporations and white people and rich people, are getting access to lots of money. What's also happening is working class people are kind of getting passed over. They did get the $1,200 out and all that stuff, and the unemployment is not a bad deal. But from what I've gathered, small businesses have had a really hard time getting access to the money. A lot of universities, I think, are going to get hit really hard. So I think HBCUs are probably going to get hit the hardest because they were already struggling before this even happened. Am I still into digital assets and cryptocurrency? Absolutely. I have a very big crypto portfolio, and basically I'm just letting it grow like flowers in your backyard. I've contacted the president and Lady Nancy P. and Georgia Congresswomen about changing the SSA from the beginning of age 62 to age 60. Many black women and men are living poor. Okay, that's nice, Ethel. Seattle, what would you do if you were graduating college with a business degree in June? I would learn to start a business. I would spend all my time just learning entrepreneurship. That's it. I would join a group for entrepreneurs. I would read books on entrepreneurship. I would watch videos on it. I would take Udemy classes on it. I would talk to people about it, and I would literally obsess myself on coming up with that business idea that will break my income out through the roof. Like if you come up with the right idea, then the economic math changes when you're an entrepreneur. If you're a worker, the math is easy. It's like, if I make $20 an hour and I work 20 hours a week, I make $400 a week, right? So if I want to make, more money, I either have to increase my hourly rate or I have to increase the number of hours that I work. You can only increase your hours of work up to maybe 70, 80 hours in a week, and then you start working yourself into an early grave. So your income is virtually capped, or whatever. Entrepreneur math is like, if I sell 20 units at $20, I make $400. But I can also sell 1,000 units at $20 and make $20,000. and I can make $20,000 in 10 minutes if I have the right infrastructure set up. If I have a customer base that knows my product and loves it and trusts the product, I can make that money, in an hour. I can make $100,000 in an hour, and so I would encourage people to learn and teach your children entrepreneur math, because entrepreneur math takes the time variable out of the equation. You're not trading hours of your life in exchange for money anymore. You're selling units. When you sell units, like oh crap, man, shoot. Can you guys still hear me? I think I disconnected myself. Shit. You know what? I think I'm gonna have to end my live stream on YouTube. Crap. Okay, let me let me turn this off. Okay, there we go. All right. So basically, if you are trading units and selling units of something, then you can make any amount of money in a very short period of time. That's how that lady Super Cent was able to make something like I think she made a
Here we are, clan the isms, cataclysm, great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones who late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to cosign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boyce TV.